And now we want to try just doing a little bit of manual playing around with the duct tool. And I encourage you to go in and try a bunch of this stuff out and just play with it and keep playing with it until you start to get the feel of it. And then you can start to apply it to some real projects. So once again, I'm going to start an empty project using the mechanical template file. I am not going to worry about levels, but I am going to move myself up to the level 2. And now I'm just going to draw manual ductwork. So I'm going to go to System, and instead of drawing my mechanical equipment and terminals and all that, and then selecting them and saying generate the routing, the ductwork, I'm going to go straight to the duct tool itself. So I'm going to say, okay, HVAC duct. Click. It's going to show us some wonderful properties over here and which type of duct. Rectangular duct, radius elbows with T's or taps. Yeah, good, T's. So the width and height of the duct, well, I want my duct to be 16 inches wide by 10 inches. So there's my duct size. Offset 9 feet off of my level 2. No, I want it to be, for whatever reason, 2 feet off. Okay? And then I can hit apply, and that kind of gets taken. Now watch what happens. It's just like drawing lines. So you go pick. Oh, and the elevations are the same. Nothing to apply. Start the end elevation. What offset? I'm going to start that again. Something funny going on. Duct. Okay. I'm going to go. It's going to remember my 16 by 10. And my 2 feet. Now I'm going to pick in here. I'm not sure why that the first time. So all I'm going to do is watch. You just go pick, pick, off I go. So it's just going to draw ductwork. Okay, but all of a sudden I want to go up. So watch what I can do. I can say, okay, offset. Now my offset is going to be 6 feet from this point on. So watch. Now I'm 6 feet up. Okay. And now I'm going to go up to 10 feet. Okay, now I'm 10 feet up. Okay, and now I'm going to hit escape. Okay, and then we're going to go to a 3D view. We'll see what we drew. Okay, so I started these guys here, and these guys were set at level 2 plus 2 feet. Then I went around and switched. Let's just go here. Okay. Then at this point, I switched to be 6 feet above. Okay. And then at this point, I switched to be 10 feet. And Revit automatically provides the vertical, etc. So now, for whatever reason, if I wanted to, I could then pick on this guy and my control button, pick these two guys and say, okay, you two guys, let's do a routing solution. So it's going to provide a little routing solution for me. And I don't like that one, so I'm going to say next. There we go. That's a good one, but we can continue going around. That's the one I want. Finish. Click out. There it is. Okay. If I take this guy and I change its elevation to be 8 feet, Revit is going to be smart enough. Oh, the duct type has been modified to be in the opposite direction, cause connections. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it did actually let me do it. But it gave me a warning about direction. Obviously, it's trying to create a system here, so it's just a big circular system, so it's not quite right. And if you understand how this works, I'm going to go SD on the keyboard, shaded mode, which is the same as turning this on. What happens is, this is the same with piping. So if you understand this little philosophy of how this works when you route stuff, piping works exactly the same way. So get back to my level. And then again, I'm just going to do a big window box and say delete. Okay, now let's maybe try that with some ductwork. So I'm going to say okay with some diffusers. So I'm going to say mechanical, and I'm going to say okay, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add my air terminals on here. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and they're right at level 2. Now I'm going to add in that VAV unit again. So watch, I'm going to say, okay, equipment. I'm going to grab that VAV unit, size 2, 10-inch, and I'm going to maybe put that right here. And I know that the connector I want is on the right-hand side. So if you hit your space bar, you can rotate this as it comes in. So I want that to be this way. You can see that connector at the top of the one. That's the one that I want. So I'm going to go around. There it is. So pick. There we go. There's my outlet. Escape, escape. Okay. Now, did I set my elevation? I don't think I did. Let's do it after the fact. Pick on here. Set the elevation to be, 2 feet above above these guys. So let's go have a look now at our south elevation just to make sure. South elevation. There's our piece of equipment up a little bit from our diffusers. Perfect. Back to our level 2. So now if I wanted to do manual routing, what I could do is I could say, okay, I'm just going to pick on here. I'm going to say out. I'm going to pick this create duct. Click. And then I'm going to go up here. And I'm going to go down this way. And I'm going to go to here. Okay. Going to hit escape, escape. I'm just manually doing this. And now I'm going to pick on this edge. Pick this guy. Line it up with there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is zoom in. Grab this guy. Delete it. Pick on here. Try it again. Delete. And then pick on this guy. I'm just kind of clumsily working my way through this. Click out. Okay. And now I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to take a piece of duct work. Let's just draw another piece of duct work. Now, what's the elevation of this guy? It's at 2 feet above level 2. Good. So I'll go back and say, okay, another duct and 2 feet above with this size. Sure. So I'm just going to pick on that endpoint. I'm going to come close and stop about there. Escape, escape. Same thing. I'm going to pick on here. I'm going to pull this down to here. Click out. Grab this guy. Delete it. By no means is this the fastest way to do this, but just to kind of get the feel of it, connect it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, watch, I'm just going to take this, I'm going to say copy, I'm going to grab all this stuff and say copy from here straight across to there. Click out. It's going to make its little connection in here. Now, just to make sure, I'm going to do a delete and delete those guys. And I'm going to take this just to make sure and do this. Pull them apart and pull them back together again just to make sure. Because I wanted to... That is not quite there. So what if I pull this back to here? Still not giving me the good connection. Pull it off. And, oh, let's delete that little... Is there something on the end? That almost looks like it's sloping or something. Let's go to a 3D view and have a look at what's going on there. Shift middle mouse button. Yeah, it is. It's kind of sloping. I don't like that guy. So pick on here and delete. Okay, back to here. And what if I just go here and then see, this is the wrong type of connection. This is a rectangular T. I want this to be a cross. I want it to be... I don't want it to be a rectangular T. I want it to be a rectangular cross. Okay, so let's get rid of this guy. And let's pull this guy across all the way here. And let's take this guy and pull it in. It's probably going to do the same thing. It's going to make that a T. So what happens if I pull this all the way over to there? I'm trying to get it to turn into a cross. Now let's go down to our fittings here. Dig in a little deeper. Families, duct fittings, rectangular T, rectangular transition angled, rectangular union, Rectangular cross. That's what we want. Standard. Okay. So I cannot seem to pick on here and change that to be a different type. So I'm going to go back again. I'm just in a little dilemma here. That's okay. Pick on there. I'm going to grab this T right off this cross, right out of here, and just go like this. Boom. Okay. Escape, escape. These guys automatically connect because they were touching, but now this guy just needs to go out and back. And there we go. No, see the T update? I'm going to go out and back. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so I had to delete. It looks like when you click on here, it'll give you the different types of crosses, but it won't let you change it from a cross to a T. So I had to delete it and then manually drag one in from my project browser over here out of Duct fittings and then reconnect the points again. Okay, so that's a good lesson learned. Now I'm going to draw another piece of ductwork. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick on this duct, and I'm going to go here and say create similar, which is like give me one of these. So I'm going to go pick, and I'm going to actually take this guy and draw it right over here, off to the side on purpose. Escape, escape. Now I'm going to use my extend tools. Watch, modify, extend. Extend to here, this guy. Done. Just like the AutoCAD extend. Now what I'm going to do is say align to here, and you see I can't get the center line, so I'm going to tab, pick. Now it's aligned. Escape, escape. Now I'm going to do align again and say align, tab to here, this guy. So they're all aligned. I'm going to do it again, align, tab to here. Oh, I was set to be multiple. The reason why that errored out is because it was still thinking I was trying to align back to here. Just start my align tool again and get rid of the multiple option. I only want to align one object at a time. Tab, click, click. Okay? Now we can do the flex duct. So let's have a look at how we've got so far. There's our 3D view. There's our diffusers, and now we just need to do our ductwork. So I would say let's go back to our mechanical plan, and what happens if we click on here and right click on that little connector, we say draw flex duct, bink, bink, and then we're going to do this to each one. Click, click. Okay, I started with a right click, but it's actually letting me just continue. Okay, I could have went up off of the mechanical systems tab and went in here and did flex duct as well. That'll also start up that tool. See the little snap to the connector? That's the one you want. You want the connector, the one with the circle and the X in the middle. Okay. Click on here, click on there. Okay. Escape, escape. Once again, these lessons also apply very much to piping stuff as well. So there's our little mini system, back to my 3D view, and there's my ductwork and my VAV unit. Once again, I can pick on this, and using my arrow key, I can nudge this stuff around, use my regular moving tools, etc. So you can create the ductwork manually by building it, changing your elevations as you go, or you can select all the objects and create. See, right now there's no system. If I go tab, 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 click, okay, actually it has made it a system. As soon as it connects them all, it actually creates a system, and it's called system name supply air 1. Okay. And there's some other wonderful tools we'll talk about in here, but I just want you to get the feel of manually drawing ductwork, because the automatic duct routing system doesn't always work. So really get the feel of going in here, drawing a piece of ductwork, and then looking at these properties and stuff as you draw it to make it kind of go up and down. Always be aware of what level you're on, what work plane you're on, level, reference level, and the offset. It's going to get you every time. Make sure you check the level and the offset. Okay, remember, this is the view of the level. This isn't the actual level. Always check your elevations and stuff a little bit beforehand. So a little bit of playing with some manual duct routing.